There's a version of you who wakes up clear-headed. He gets up with purpose. He sets his non-negotiables. He doesn't numb himself anymore. He's done escaping through the booze, the doom scrolling, and the World of Warcraft. He trains hard. He builds a life of respect. And for the first time ever, he set his North Star and he fights to get there. The thing is, I wasn't always him. There was some kind of mythical illusion about the people that had it figured out, and I was so jealous and almost just envious. I hated them because I don't know what they had that I didn't have. I'd wake up most mornings, just feel like absolute shit. I'd be disgusted in myself thinking about the sheer amount of units I drank the day before. And then I'd be worrying about the panic attacks I'd be having that day. Did I drink too much? Am I going to be just stuck at work in this panic-stricken mode? I don't feel like I can drive today because just fear and panic was there. I felt trapped in my own life. Every single day I was escaping. I wasn't really living. I was just clinging on. Each night I would probably get to a point where I'd like, maybe I'll just have a couple of beers just to take the edge off. And then just without fail, blackout drunk every single night. And I'd wake up again and go, why? Why the fuck have I done this again? And then one day I just snapped. I was done. I just knew it. I felt it in my body. There was some kind of calling from above. Can't quite describe it. I'd already had my rock bottoms. I'd already rolled a car, crashed another car. That's 2 cars I've written off. Been arrested for drink driving. Woken up in a prison cell. Countless times I could have died, but for some reason that day was different and I knew I would never drink again. What I started doing was using my disgust in myself to create a quiet war that raged within me. I used that as motivation and I started building small habits, one on top of each other. And I used this routine and that is what changed everything. The first step is to win the morning. Create that momentum first thing. What I do now is I get out, take the dog for a nice long walk, 2, 3, 4K. Gets me out of bed straight away, gets sunlight into my eyes, gets endorphins going. There's no excuses. I've already started. I've started creating ripples, which create waves, and then sort of get the whole day going. Prior to this, I would wake up, press snooze, because I'd be hungover. I'd feel like shit. Snooze a bit more, drag myself out of bed, doom scroll for a bit, and be like, okay, better take the dog out. I'd do a half-assed walk. Neither of us were winning. The dog didn't like it because I wasn't present. I was doing it because I had to, and I didn't get anything out of it. I was late, and then I'd be late for work, and then the whole day would just start on that back foot. And then once I've done my walk, I get home, I sit down, I have a little coffee. I spend a bit of time with Leo, my boy. He's now 5 months old. I spend a bit of time with Philippa. I just have a simple morning routine with no excuses. And I build on that. It didn't start off like that. It started off with me just getting out with the dog, just going for a walk. And then I built upon it. Morning walk, morning coffee. Start with something like that. Non-negotiables, just to get the day going. Step number 2 is finding a purpose. Now, don't overthink this. People like us, we've got superpowers. Our addictive personality is what is going to be our success. It's what's going to drive us forward. And if you watch this far, you will resonate with me. So you will be like me. And you'll understand this. This superpower is key. So you're going to need to find something to channel that energy, channel that time. And for me, it was my Amazon business. I started off with Amazon arbitrage, like buying and selling stuff, but I wanted to do more than that. I wanted to create a legacy. So I started a little candle brand. I started learning how to make handmade candles, handmade soy candles. And I spent ages learning it, making it my craft, making the best candles I possibly could, understanding e-commerce, ad copy, sales copy, how to write articles, how to rank websites, everything that encompasses e-commerce. I spent ages learning. Then I started documenting it on YouTube. I started learning how to make YouTube videos, how to edit videos. The whole thing became one big project. So I spent all of my time, all of that energy into that. So instead of sitting down in the evenings, cracking open a beer and watching Netflix, which is what I would do, and inevitably I'd fall asleep and completely miss the film, I'd spend my evenings loading up the wax melter, wicking candles, making candles, packaging them, getting orders, and I'd get a real buzz from it. Every time I sold a candle, every time I got a positive review, I got such a buzz from that. It was amazing. It was so much better than anything alcohol had ever done for me, because I'm actually building something, I'm actually learning, I'm actually progressing. And that's the main thing. Progress over perfection and just doing something. Now, as I said in the beginning, don't overthink this. It could be anything. I've had various projects over time. 2023 was a time of me getting lean. I stopped the candles for a bit and I went super hard. I paid for coaching and I channeled all my energy into getting lean and I got into the best shape ever. This year, 2025, is marathon prep. I want to get into the best shape I can and run a marathon. I want to do it in under 4 hours, as well as building this YouTube channel, building up my sobriety coaching. That is the thing. We've got superpowers. We are unlike anyone else. You need to channel that energy into something productive, something that's going to propel you forwards. It needs to be something that's engaging your brain and making you learn. I think sitting there reading a book, watching Netflix, something like that's not going to cut it. You need to be active. You need to have your hands involved. You need to be doing something to cure that itch, just to keep you going. And by the time you finish the day, you've spent so much energy, you're knackered. You go to bed, you start again. That's what you need to do. Find a purpose. Step number 3, high recovery lifestyle. The first thing I did was change my evening habits. For me, the evening time was drinking time. I'd finish a busy shift in the kitchen about 9, half 9, and the first thing I wanted to do was have a beer as a reward, whether it was a good day, bad day, sad day, anything like that. It didn't matter. I wanted a beer because I'd worked hard and I deserved it. That's how I felt. So I started replacing that habit with having things like really nice chamomile teas, herbal teas, things like that, things that have valerian in, things that can be quite calming. I turned that into a bit of a ritual. I also started drinking quite a lot of fizzy drinks, lots of Pepsi Max. I'm a bit of a chugger, so even with my beer drinking, I just chug it down. So I started replacing that with just nice carbonated drinks. 2 liters of Pepsi Max I could have in a one maybe. I know that's a lot of Pepsi Max, but for me, it filled that urge. Like I said, high volume. And if I'm full of Pepsi Max, I really can't be bothered to have everything else. Same with really nice ginger beers. You can get some really nice sort of craft sodas these days in lovely glass bottles. And that whole ritual kind of almost feels the same, because you get a really nice old ice cold ginger beer from the fridge, you pull it out, crack the top open. It's very similar. So I spent a bit of money and a bit of time just collecting nice drinks, having them around, lots of nice sparkling waters. And that kind of became my evening ritual. I'd maybe have a nice ginger beer and then maybe a nice chamomile tea to unwind. And the same with food. I'm talking high volume here, especially in the beginning, because if I ate a massive meal, a very carby, high protein meal, I'm so full, I can't be bothered to drink. In my head, eating's cheating. Previous me, like the feeling I'd always be chasing was that first couple of beers on an empty stomach and getting that buzz. But if I'm full of food, I can't be bothered to drink. I don't want to. It feels pointless if I can't get drunk. That's how my mind works. If I can't get drunk, there's no point. So if I'm full of food, that has solved that problem. So that worked really well for me, especially in the beginning. And having like sweets, lots of sour sweets, lots of Haribos. Your body will be craving sugar. The amount of sugar you get from alcohol is insane. I never really had a sweet tooth whilst I was drinking, but as soon as I stopped, man, did that come back. So chocolate bars, Haribo, stuff like that, have them lying around, take some of them when you get a few cravings, and that for me just worked an absolute treat. All of these habits can change over time because I don't eat like that so much anymore. But initially, the first week, the first couple of months, even maybe the first like 3 to 5 months, this just helped. So bear all these things in mind. Step number 4, the identity shift. I changed the way I looked at alcohol. I looked at it now as something which is blocking my path, blocking my future, fulfilling my destiny, actually becoming a man of purpose and living a life I can be proud of. The thing is with alcohol in the UK, it's glorified. It's bigged up as such a mental thing, like going out, having these wicked nights out, having a rip-roaring laugh. It turns boring activities into something you think is fun, when deep down, all of it is hollow, all of it's a waste of money and just none of it's real. That's the thing I now know. And I've just turned my life into a video game. So I've turned progress into something which provides more reward. That's what I'm addicted to now, progress. So I look at it, I'm like, what can I level up next? I can level up my e-commerce. I can learn how to market better. I can learn how to make better products. I can level up my fitness. I can learn how to run better. I can spend more time training. I can level up my strength by going to the gym, lifting heavy weights. All of these things I look at now, it's just a game. Instead of playing World of Warcraft to escape, I've turned my own life into a video game. And I've just got a couple more notes so I don't miss anything. Normal drinking just didn't align with the man I wanted to be anymore. These are the things you need to tell yourself. Every day you wake up like, I'm not that person anymore. I've completely changed. Instead of waiting to become him, you need to become him now. Become that person. And lastly, it's just about setting goals and reviewing them all the time, holding a vision for my future. Who do I want to become next week? Who do I want to become next month? How can I make past me and future me proud by doing those actions now? Like I said, don't wait to become him. Start being him now. That covers everything in step 4. Just the identity shift, the way you talk to yourself, the way you wake up in the morning, all these things just progressing, going forwards. Make yourself proud. That is what I'm doing now. Just to wrap up the video, I'm going to hit you with one of my favorite quotes that I tell anyone that wants to start something new is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. The thing is, you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to get going. You just need momentum. A simple routine, start stacking small habits. These things will make a relapse feel boring. Get addicted to progress and just start stacking the little wins. Be proud of yourself when you get through a day of not drinking. Be proud of yourself when you break through these things. Do a bit of exercise, go for a walk, stack all these little wins. That's what's worked for me. It absolutely has. I can't deny that. And it can be difficult in the beginning. It will be difficult in the beginning. You know that. But you've just got to get over those hurdles. It starts with one decision and you know exactly what to do. And if you're struggling to quit alcohol and you want to build a life and body you can be proud of, something you can actually respect, it's what I've done. I've built my way out of it, and it's what I help men do. It's what I help people coach. I could show you exactly what I've done, how I've done it. And if you think we can be a good fit, there's a little link down below. We can book a call together.